Hi, welcome to You, Me and Mediumship. I want to talk a little bit about trust. Trusting the energies that work with you as mediums, as healers. The biggest step to get over, I guess, when you are learning your art of mediumship is simply trusting those energies around you. We can probably name 1,000 different reasons why we're not quite getting that communication right, why we're not sensing properly, why we're not seeing properly, why we're not feeling that presence strongly enough to work with it. And we'll find all sorts of reasons. The truth behind it really is the fact that spirit will not let you down. They are there. They will work with you. They need that tool to be able to work with you, obviously. That tool is from you, from within. It is self. It is the knowledge of self, emanating the energy of self out there so that they can work with us. They are not going to let us down. They are not going to fail to turn up on the evening. You are not going to draw a blank when you do a reading. And if you feel that way, you feel I'm not really sensing anything, I'm not picking anything up, the first thing you will do, especially if you're quite new, is start to worry and panic about what's happening. And of course, that just simply makes things worse, because all you're doing is building a barrier between you and the energies that are trying to communicate with you. So getting rid of that barrier, stopping that from happening, is probably the biggest pitfall, I guess. It's where most new mediums trip up. So in order for you to try and get away from that situation, you need to build your trust with the energies that work with you. How do you do that? You simply allow and not question. Many mediums will say, I just picked this up, I sensed this, I don't know where it come from, but it was there, and I'm not sure if it was spirit, I'm not sure if it was me making it up, why don't you just trust what you are hearing, what you are seeing, what you are sensing? Trust it. Do not question it, work with it. The minute you get information, however you have sensed this information that's been given to you, that's been impressed upon you, the worst thing you can do is question it immediately. Where'd that come from? Who was that? I didn't hear it right. I don't, you start to question it. And it's natural to a degree. It's natural that you will question it, because the mind is dealing with something that to it is quite unnatural. So you will just go human on it, you will question it, you will start to pull it apart, you will start to dissect it. And it's a habit that you try and get out of, because what you need to do is simply allow. And by simply allowing and not dissecting that information, you will build strength of connection. We do not want mind in on this equation at all. We simply give what we sense, and then we sense some more, we reach out, we listen, and we are aware. It's the same with our guides. We sit for years working away, trying to pick up and understand who our guides are, what their names are, what they look like, how many lives have they lived, what nationality were they. Why do we do that? It will not enhance your mediumship at all. Knowing the name of your guide and their nationality is not going to enhance your mediumship. We simply need to be, we simply need to allow, and do not question. If we sense the presence of our helpers, our guides, we sense them there, they help us with our work, the messages are coming through nice and clearly. Why do we need to interfere with that? Why do we need to understand the nationality of the guide, their name? Why do we need that? It is totally irrelevant. It is irrelevant to spirit. Sometimes we name our guides. And I can virtually guarantee that 9 times out of 10, that name is totally irrelevant to that energy. All that our guides, our helpers are aware of is the fact that when we mention that name, when we send that thought vibration out there, that we are relating to them. They realise that Sam, Tom, Sitting Bull, or whatever it is that we send out there in our thought vibration relates to them. That's all they recognise from that. Don't feel that you are letting yourself down because you do not know the name or nationality of your guide. And as I've explained before, your guides, your helpers, those energies of high vibration may well have existed through many lifetimes. They may well have had many names, many nationalities. They do not insist that we use the last name that they were known by here whilst in body. They do not insist upon that. They have no interest in that. They just want you to acknowledge their presence and to work with them and to give those messages or to give that philosophy, to pass that on. That is top of the list, not what their name is. So don't worry about that. Don't punish yourself about that. All you need to be doing while you're sat for self, sat for spirit, all you need to be doing is absorbing that energy and working with it. Do not waste your time trying to get a name. Do not waste your time trying to get a vision. Just absorb that energy like a sponge. Enjoy it, love it, be part of it. So, trust does not relate at all to whether you know your guide's name, their nationality, how many lives they've lived, what they dress like. It is so totally irrelevant. What matters is that you can work together. That mergence of energies, that mergence of souls, that life source is able to communicate with you. And like I've explained in previous videos and when I teach, that understanding of self, that life force, that energy within you is what spirits see and work with. As you know, most of you know, my name is Kevin, and that is simply a label that was given to me at birth. It is not truth. It is not linked to any truth. It is not linked to personality, to the growth of soul, if you like. There's no link whatsoever. I am life source, I am energy, I am soul, I am spirit. That's who I am in truth. And the label that I carry this time round will certainly not be the label I carry next time round, or times before now. It is just a label. And when I pass, I will not be known in spirit as that label. I will be known as soul, as energy. And that is what your helpers and your guides are known as. It's that love and that light that emanates from that energy that is known. Not Kevin, not John, not Paul, not Sarah, not Jane. There is an essence of personality within that energy that once was contained within body. There is an essence of that personality there, and it remains. And as mediums, we communicate, we merge with that energy, its personality, and we pass on the messages from that personality to the loved ones that have been left behind. The problem is we complicate things so much. We make mediumship so complex and complicated. It causes frustration. And that frustration is a barrier. So it's important that you simply be when you sit for spirit. You simply allow. You do not strain yourself listening for that name, looking for that vision. Your blending with that energy of spirit is priority. The emanation of self out there into the atmosphere, if you like, in order for spirit to see that light that emanates from you, so that they can work with you. They need to be able to sense and see you as we need to be able to sense and not necessarily see, but feel that presence of them. We do not need to incorporate imagination into this. We do not need to have light emanating from our chests, from the top of our heads. Many will argue, that's fine. What we need is the light of self to be emanating from us, naturally. That's what we need. And that will happen naturally if we simply allow, we simply absorb that energy of spirit as it draws close. And we allow that mergence to happen. The communication will then become clear. So don't punish yourself. Don't get frustrated. Just sit in the power of the spirit. Absorb it, like I said, like a sponge. And whilst you're sat in that peace, in that quiet, in that truth, then your light will be seen. Energy will merge with it. And then that communication, that line of communication will happen for you naturally. Anyhow, just a little video for you, just something to chew over if you like. Please like, please subscribe. Please have a look at Patreon as well, where I teach, and I teach all around the world online on a one-to-one basis. I don't teach in groups. Simply because you are unique, you are individual. Mediumship is a very personal, unique, not gift, but ability, natural ability. So everybody works in a slightly different way. Our foundations are different. Our experiences, our perceptions are all different. And Spirit work with us, allowing for that. So I teach individually, simply because of that reason. Anyway, enough said. I'll put the link to my Patreon in the description if you'd like to have a look on there. And thank you for listening. I hope it made sense. I didn't go too deep with that. And any questions, please leave in the comments. And I'll answer them as soon as I can. And take care. Have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And I'll speak to you all again very soon. Bye for now.